Scary tubes in your arms, machines all around you, and not being able to pass out cupcakes to your friends at school on your 7th birthday because you're alone in a hospital bed. Or maybe your dream vacation to spend an entire week at Disney World gets canceled because you're sick, and the closest thing you have to Cinderella's castle are the cold stone walls around you. Can you imagine such a thing? Does it seem possible to you that at such a young age you could be going through things like this? Unfortunately, this is a reality for many children. The United States alone sees well over 6 million hospital visits a year from children below the age of 18. Luckily, a majority of these stays are only a few days long. The Healthcare Cost and Utilization Program calculated a mean average hospital stay of about 4.5 to 5 days for children. These are the children with high fevers, broken bones, the children who swallow their toys while their parents aren't looking. But according to the National Cancer Institute, 15,780 children will have stays longer than this, because those 15,780 children will be diagnosed with cancer in the United States this year. And the worst part, many of those children feel alone throughout the entire process. They don't all have a smiling face hanging around just to be a smiling face and to keep them upbeat. Facts for Life, an organization with the goal of providing families and community with healthcare information, concluded that childhood development, social, physical, mental, and emotional, see its most critical years in children between birth and the age of 5. That means that within these first 5 years of life, those tiny, adorable little human beings are changing, growing, and developing more than they will the rest of their entire lives. These are the years that boy or girl will set the foundation for who he or she will grow to become. So why is this important? Because 81 to 86% of children in hospitals are between the ages of 0 and 5. You can see this on the chart provided by Advancing Excellence in Healthcare. This big blue portion, these are just newborns and infants under 1 year old. So, why am I telling you this? Do I think that there are people in here that think, sick kids, no big deal? Or maybe I just want you to donate everything you have towards medical research? My answer to both of these is no. And while I don't have the slightest intention of persuading you against donating towards medical research, that isn't my main purpose here today. I want you all to help in the simplest, but in my opinion, most effective way possible. Volunteer. I'm sure I don't need to persuade anyone in here that volunteering is beneficial. We all know that it's good, it's the right thing to do. But show of hands, how many in here have actually volunteered at a children's hospital? Good, that's good, but I'm sure I don't want anyone to feel bad, but hopefully by the end of my presentation you feel inspired to at least reach out and try to. Volunteering at a children's hospital can make a world of difference in the patient throughout their entire treatment and recovery time. And not only does volunteering benefit the patient, but it benefits the volunteer as well. Undoubtedly, a friendly face can completely transform a sick child. No kid needs to be worrying or stressed, concerned about what's happening to them, what they're going through, and how they'll get better. But a buddy, a friend, someone who can say, hey, what do you want to do today for fun, rather than how much pain are you in, can completely transform their entire persona. That joy that smile that hasn't been seen so long can become what the parents need to stay hopeful, and the joy that child hasn't felt in longer can become the motivation they need to keep fighting. Asim Alim, a professor in the Department of Psychology at Kaplan University, has studied and published what she calls the helper's high. This, she says, is a prolonged feeling of calm, self-worth, and reduced stress after helping others. Not only does it lead to these things, but it's also been linked to a decrease in depression and higher longevity. So now imagine. Those scary tubes and machines disappear into the background, and that 7th birthday isn't so lonely anymore because you have a friend. You have someone who is hanging around, making you smile, keeping your mind off of the good and off of the bad and convincing you of the good. You have the ability to be that hero. Behind me now is a link to volunteer at our very own children's hospital here at UF. I hope all of you take a moment to check out the link, register to be a volunteer, and try to make a change in a life that is so much bigger than the tiny person it's within. Thank you.